Namaste viewers, Namaste all. Welcome to this 5th Global Festival of Oneness 2024. We celebrate every year in honor of Bhagavadpadacharya, Acharya, a month-long festival of oneness to celebrate his works and message, life and works. I will start this session by Shantipat, Guru Vandana, and couple of verses constructed by Adi Shankaracharya and his Bharattvar Guru, Bhagavadpadacharya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Yasya Vedamayi Vani Yasya Devamayi Tanu Yasya Brahmamayi Drishti Saguru Patumam Sada Saguru Patumam Sada Saguru Patumam Sada. Shlokardena Pravakshyami Yaduktam Granthakotibhi Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha King Jyotistava Bhanuvana Anime Ratro Pradipadikam Syadevam Ravidipa Darshana Vidhau King Jyotirakhyahime Chakshustasya Nimilanadi Samaye Kintiryo Darshane Kintatrahamato Bhavan Panam Jyotissadasmit Prabhu Na Nirodho Na Chotpattir Na Baddho Na Cha Sadhakaha Na Mumukshur Na Mukta Ityesha Paramartata Swato Va Parato Vapi Na Kinchit Vastu Jayate Sadasat Vapi Na Kinchit Vastu Jayate. Today we are fortunate to receive the speaker, Dr. Pushkar Deopujari. I will give the brief introduction of Dr. Pushkar Deopujari. Dr. Pushkar Deopujari is an assistant professor in Vedanta at Calicut Adarsha Sanskrit Vidyapit, Kozhikode, Kerala. He completed his PhD from Pondicherry University, Pondicherry. He is trained in various systems of Indian philosophy with special focus on Vedanta and Yoga at Veda Vijnana Gurukulam, Bangalore, under the guidance of Professor Ramachandra Bhatta. He has also successfully completed the prestigious Tenali examinations conducted by Kanchi Kamakoti Mata under the guidance of Dr. K.S. Maheshwaran. Dr. Deopujari has published more than 10 research articles in various journals and he regularly participates in national seminars and Shastra training programs. He has received many awards including Advaita Ratnam title from Kanchi Kamakoti Mat, Advaita Vedanta Vidyamani, Vidwanmani from title from Indic Academy, Vidyanidhi Award from Sringeri Sharada Pitham, Sanskrit Grantha Pushkar from Karnataka Sanskrit University, Bangalore. Over to you, Dr. Deopujari.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Adhigacchati Shastrarthaha Smarati Shraddadhati Cha Yatkripa-leshatastasmai Namostu Gurave Sada. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavadpadam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Namassabhayai. My humble salutations to all of you. Good morning to one and all. Today is a big day. I am here to talk about a fascinating subject, Vedantic approach to life and consciousness. Last week, I was reading a book named Almanac of Naval Ravikant, I came over a thought-provoking quote that stuck with me. And the exact quote was, the older the problem, the older the solution. How to eat well is one of the oldest problems. This was the precise quote. So the first portion that stuck with me is, the older the problem, the older the solution. So another classic age old question is, what is life? What is the definition of life? What exactly is consciousness? How to understand these concepts? What are the resources available to help us comprehend these ideas? Because these are age old questions, I turn to the Vedas. According to modern historians, the Vedas are the most ancient literature. So, you are all aware that the Vedantas or Upanishads are the concluding portion of the Vedas. So, the ancient philosophy of Vedanta provides us some interesting insights and perspective in this topic. What is life? What's the nature of consciousness? So combining these teachings with scientific knowledge, we can gain a deeper understanding about these concepts. So let us explore Vedantic views about this topic. So this is a broad topic, and I will try to simplify it. All the technical terms are known to all of you. So let us assume that there are two entities, Drik and Drishyam. Drik means consciousness, and Drishyam means the seen, the object of knowledge. That which is known is called as Drishyam. So, Drishyam simply refers to the entire universe excluding consciousness. So these are two entities, Drik and Drishyam. You can call them things, substances, matter, material. So any of these words is good. So this Drik is consciousness. There are many different words which are used to refer to this Drik. You can call it Chaitanyam. Someone calls it Brahman. One may use the word Sat or Satyam. It is referred to as Atman. It is also known as Ananda. I am sure you have heard this phrase before, Satchidanandam Brahma. What I am trying to say is that there are several names for this one entity. Each and every name also has a unique etymological meaning. Let me give you an example. So we all know Bhagavan Sri Rama. So how many names are there? Someone address addresses him as Ayodhyapati. He is called as Dasharathi. Raghunandana is one of his names. So we refer to him with various names. Vishnu Sahasranama contains about 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. So all these names refer to the same entity. However, each name conveys a distinct, unique meaning. Rigveda proclaims Ekam Sad Vipraha Bahudha Vadanti. It is described in various ways by the wise. So similarly, the entity which I referred to as Drik or consciousness, that consciousness has various names, each with its own unique meaning. The word Brahman means Brihat. The root of this word is Briha Vruddhau. So it literally means big. I am not using the word biggest because the word biggest is in superlative degree. And when I use this word biggest, then naturally there are some other entities, and Brahman is biggest amongst the all. This is the inference. So I don't want to say that there are many entities. Brahman is one of them, and Brahman is the biggest. So I don't want to use this word biggest because, as all of you know, when we study Vedanta Shastra, our concepts should be clear. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. So I cannot say there are many things and Brahman is the biggest amongst them. So I use the word big. The word Brahman etymologically means big. So we use this word Vibhu or Sarvagata. Brahman is omnipresent. The same Brahman is also called as Sat or Satya. Sat means true. That one which is real. Philosophically speaking, the one which cannot be metaphysically cancelled, that entity is referred to as Satyam or Sat. So the same thing is also called as Chaitanyam or Chit. It means consciousness or cognition. And that same entity is supreme bliss, hence it is called as Ananda also. Then consciousness is Swaprakasham, that is self-luminous. It is Nitya, eternal. It is omnipotent, omniscient. And then we have this another word, Kutastham, the one which doesn't have mutations. Immutable. Kutastha means immutable. So this is the essential nature of the absolute consciousness. Then we use another word which is the one of the main topics of today's lecture. This Brahman or consciousness is Anantam. It doesn't have anta. It is infinite or unlimited, limitless for that matter. And when I use this term, infinite or limitless, I am not referring to a mathematical concept. I use this term in a very philosophical perspective. Actually, there are three types of limitations. Parichedaha trividha. Deshatah, kalatah, vastutascheti. limitations due to place or space. Then the second one is limitation due to time. And the third one is limitation due to another object. So this concept is easy to understand. Let us consider an example for understanding this concept. So let us assume that there is a table in front of me. So when this table is kept at one place, it is not there at some other place. When something is present at a particular place and at the same time it is not present at some other place, then that thing or that material is limited due to place. Place is the limiting adjunct for that particular thing. When something is born, when it is created, it is present for a particular time. It is present during a specific time and absent during another time. Then we call it as limited due to time. So this table was not present before 10 years, and I think it won't be present after 10 years. So this table is limited due to time. And the third one, and we have to focus on this third type of limitation, limitation due to presence of another object. So there are many different objects other than chair. So this chair is limited due to presence of another object. So when I say consciousness is limitless, it has no limitations. It is not limited due to place, time, or things. What is my intention? What I intend to say is that Brahman is all pervading, it is omniscient, omnipotent. But again, Brahman is not limited due to space, time, and object. But the question still remains that when I say Brahman is not limited due to presence of other objects, how is this possible? There are no objects other than Brahman which could limit Brahman. Is this possible? So there are two things besides Brahman that could limit or restrict Brahman. These are jivas and the universe. However, they will restrict or limit Brahman only if they have a separate existence. But the Upanishads, the Vedanta asserts that Jiva is Brahman itself by nature. So the Vedantas also proclaim that this universe is nothing but illusion. So this universe doesn't have a separate existence. So as a result, there are no objects other than Brahman which could limit Brahman. So if no other object is present, then Brahman is not limited due to Vastu. Brahman is not limited due to presence of other objects. So now there is a curiosity. How do you say that Brahman is the only entity present? There are numerous possibilities. All we have to do is to look around and see how many things are there. How can one say that everything is an illusion? And if If everything is illusion, then what purpose does the Upanishad serve in discussing the origin of universe? If according to universe, if according to the Upanishads, this universe is mithya or illusion, then why are the Upanishads talking about the origin or evolution of this universe? There is no need to focus on hypothetical matters. They should have stuck on one topic, that is Brahman. Why are they discussing this process of evolution? So the answer to this question is simple and straightforward. So I will try to explain this concept with an example. And it is a philosophical example. Hence, I will try to use philosophical language. In day-to-day conversation, we don't use such language. So air has no color. Rupa rahitaha vayuhu. Air has no color. Air is devoid of color. Color is negated in the air. So this is philosophical language. However, so air has no color. Color is negated. Rupasya nishedha kriyate. Color is negated in air. However, this does not imply that the color is just an illusion. It doesn't exist. We cannot say that color is mithya because it is not present in the air. We all of us know that color is not present in air, but that doesn't mean that color is mithya. It is somewhere else. It is in the earth, water, light. In the same way, when we say Jagat is not present in the Brahman, so all of us must know that mithyatva, we understand the concept of mithyatva only through Shruti. Neha nana asti kinchana. Iha nana kinchana nasti. Iha brahmani. In the Brahman. Nana kinchana. Dvaitam. The universe. Nasti. So the universe is negated in Brahman. Color is negated in air. In the same way, universe is negated in Brahman. Brahman is devoid of universe. So when I say Brahman is devoid of universe, it doesn't mean that universe is illusion. So how should we approach this concept? Because we have this Siddhanta, universe is mithya, universe is not present in Brahman. So there are many other possibilities. Universe may not be present in Brahman, it could be present somewhere else. In the same way, as we looked at the example, color is not present in air, but it is present in the earth and the water. So to explain this concept, the Upanishad focus on Srishti Prakriya. The origin of universe is discussed in detail. And the intention of this discussion is that the Upanishad wants to present the non-dual nature of Brahman. So when we think about this evolution process, we should know one philosophical concept, that there is a cause-effect relationship between Brahman and the universe. And when I say Brahman is the cause, I am referring to the material cause or upadana karanam. Brahman is the material cause and effect or product is the universe. So again, the product or effect exists only in the material cause. This should be known by all of us. The effect exists or resides only in the material cause of that effect. It does not have separate existence. The existence of product apart from the material cause is ruled out by all the philosophers. Hence, if, see, I am using a if then statement, if the universe is real, it exists only in its material cause, that is Brahman. So, in the beginning of the discourse, the Vedantas proclaim that Brahman is the material cause of this universe. So, what's the purpose of this statement? The Upanishads want to say that universe doesn't have a separate existence. Universe exists only in the Brahman. So after describing this fact that universe exists only in Brahman, then at the end, Upanishads declare that there is no universe at all, neti neti. So there is now, in the beginning, Upanishads said that universe exists only in Brahman. And at the end, they are negating the universe in Brahman. So what's the conclusion? There is no possibility that universe may exist somewhere else. If without describing the material cause of this universe, if without describing the evolution process, if Upanishads have said that universe is not present in Brahman, then there is a possibility that it may exist somewhere else. But now, after discussing the evolution process, we know for sure that universe exists only in Brahman. But at the end, the Upanishads are negating it. Hence, the non-dual nature of Brahman is affirmed. Hence, to propagate the anantatva of Brahman, non-dual nature of Brahman, Srishti Prakriya or the origin is discussed in detail in various Upanishads. So this is one of the common questions which is asked, that if this world is mithya, if Jagad is mithya, then why does the Upanishad talk about evolution of universe? So when it comes to the creation of universe, there are, we should know one thing again, that when we talk about the creation of universe, there are various contradictions in the Upanishads. For example, there is a famous passage from Brahmananda Valli of Taittiriya Upanishad, which says that Atmanaha Akashaha Sambhutah. From the self, Akasham was created. Hence, the Akasham is the first entity to be created. But in Chandogya Upanishad, Tat Tejo Srajata, Tejas or the light or fire was the first thing which was created. According to Prashnopanishad, Sat Pranam Asrajata. Prana is the first entity to be created. It is first in the order of creation. And according to Aitareya Upanishad, Aitareya Upanishad claims that Sa Iman Lokan Asrajata. So the worlds or lokas were created. So, wherever the process of creation or evolution is expressed, there is a difference of opinion. Creation without any specific order is mentioned. So, if Upanishads have a difference of opinion regarding one topic, is it safe to trust them? They are not describing the process in the same way. There is a difference of opinion. So, how is it possible to trust them totally? And the answer to this question is, even if there is a difference of opinion regarding the order or sequence of creation, still we should trust them. We should believe in the teachings of the Upanishads, because there is no confusion or difference of opinion with regard to the creator. The creator, the nature of creator is explained in the same way in each and every Upanishad. Then its nature is same according to all the Upanishads. And hence, let there be the difference of opinion regarding to the things which are created or the order in which they were created. Let there be a difference of opinion, but the creator is explained in the exactly same way in each and every Upanishads. So when we have a philosophical discussion regarding this topic, always we should try to understand the intended meaning. The intention of the Upanishads is not to explain the process of creation or the objects which are created. The intention of Upanishads is not to explain evolution theory. Upanishads doesn't want to explain that theory. The process of evolution is explained solely to demonstrate the non-dual nature of Brahman. The primary goal of Upanishads is to emphasize on this topic, non-dualism, not on creation or the things which are created. Hence, we should not have main or primary focus on the process of creation. And difference of opinion regarding the order of creation helps us to know that Upanishads doesn't want us to focus on the order of creation. It is called as a tatparya linga. It is one of the suchakam or one of the subject to get inference from. Tatparyam, how to know intended meaning. If the nature of creator is same in each and every Upanishad, and if the order of creation is different, the nature of things is different, then the intention is to propagate non-dual nature of the consciousness. So let us consider that in some order or another, Pancha Mahabhutas, the five elements, basic elements were created, and from that, three types of, and I am moving towards the nature of life, the nature of individual soul. So let us consider that all the five Panchamahabhutas were created, and three bodies were created after that: physical body, subtle body, and the causal body. Sthula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, Karana Shariram. Actually, the Karana Sharira or the causal body is none other than avidya or ignorance. It's not a body at all, but it is cause of other two bodies. Hence, it is referred to as body. It's not a body actually. It is anadi. It doesn't have beginning. And anadi, when I say avidya is anadi, when I say ignorance doesn't have beginning, Anadi doesn't mean eternal or ever existent. It only means that it doesn't have beginning. So Ajnanam is Anadi, it was not created. Only the gross body, gross physical body, Sthula Shariram, which is also called as Annamaya Kosha, was created. And then subtle body, Sukshma Shariram, which consists of Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, and Vijnanamaya Kosha were created. The causal body is Anandamaya Kosha. Subtle body consists of five various vital organs, Pancha Pranaha, vital organs, Pancha Jnanendriyani, five sensory organs, Pancha Karmendriyani, five organs of actions, Manaha and Buddhi, the mind and the intellect. There are 17 organs, Avayava, parts of this subtle body. So after creating these bodies, the creator, Brahman, wondered, Kathannu idam madrite syat iti. How can all this survive without me? So this Brahman, after creating all these bodies, it pondered, how can it all survive without me? And so what did he do? Tat srishtva tadeva anupravishat. That Brahman created those bodies, and having created those bodies, Brahman entered into it. But again, this is the primary meaning of this statement. The intended meaning is different. So what's the primary meaning? Tat srishtva tadeva anupravishat. Having created it, Brahman entered into it. But see, obviously there are certain questions regarding this topic. How did he enter? How did it enter the body? What kind of entry is explained? See, all of us know that according to the Vedanta philosophy, Brahman is all pervading. It is Vibhu. It's omnipresent. So how could it enter a place where it is already present? See, a potter creates a pot. The potter is sitting at one place and the pot is being created at some other place. In the same way, could we say that Brahman is sitting, or for that matter, Brahman is standing at a particular place and it is creating all this universe and bodies at some different place? No. After creating these bodies, Brahman entered it. So this was the primary meaning, but what's the intention? Brahman, which is all pervading, cannot move from one place to another. So the question still remains, how did Brahman entered these bodies? How did Brahman enter these bodies? So what's the intention or intended meaning of the Shruti Vakya? Tat srishtva tadeva anupravishat. Bhagavadpadacharya Acharya, in his commentary of Taittiriya Upanishad, discussed this Shruti in detail. So I won't go into the discussion. I will just try to explain the conclusion of that discussion. So what's the conclusion? When the Shruti says that Brahman entered these bodies, what is the intended meaning? The intended meaning is as follows. Atman or Brahman should be perceived by the seeker inside the body. Brahman should be realized in our own buddhi guha. It should be identified in the supreme place, the space of our heart. So the Shruti tries to say that, O seekers, please control your sensory organs. Don't let them move in the outside world. Please search Atma Tattva inside, not in the outside world. He resides within us. Just look within. meditate upon the Brahman which resides inside the five koshas. This is the intended meaning of that Shruti Vakyam. So if you are a seeker, you should look inside. So now we will get to our main and fundamental question about what is life. We have talked about the nature of consciousness so far, and to understand what is life, we should understand that the nature of consciousness, because life without consciousness is not life at all. It is just a body which is inert object. So let us examine the concept of life according to the Upanishads. When the supreme consciousness or Brahman comes in contact with these inert bodies, then we refer to them as Jivatma or individual soul. In some conditions or circumstances, Brahman, due to our ignorance, is referred to as Jiva. So, this is a famous topic only. What is Jiva? Bhagavan Shri Krishna replied in the 13th chapter, Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi. This body is called as Kshetram or field. And the one who knows it, one who dwells in it, and one who is aware of this body is called as Kshetrajna or Jiva. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramityabhidhiyate etadyo vetti tam prahuhu kshetrajna iti tadvidaha kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi. So this body is called as Kshetram. One who resides inside the body is aware, knows this body is called as Kshetrajna. And Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi. Bhagavan says that I am only Kshetrajna. So Jiva is none other than Paramatman. And there are many Shrutis such as Tat Sruštva Tadeva Anupravishat Anena Jivena Atmana Anupravishya Namarupe Vyakarot Sa Etameva Simanam Vidarya Etaya Dwara Prapadyata. So therefore, according to the Vedanta school of thought, Brahman is perceived as Jiva due to our Ajnanam or ignorance. Various ancient scholars or Acharyas have proposed numerous theories pertaining to this concept. Two of them are well known, Pratibimbavada and Avachedavada. So when the pure consciousness is reflected in the ignorance or mind, then that reflection is called as Jivatma. This is the basic concept of Pratibimbavada. And moving towards the Avachedavada, when the consciousness is associated with ignorance or mind, when the consciousness is engulfed by avidya or antahkaranam, then that engulfed consciousness, avachinna, engulfed consciousness is called as Jiva. And this could be explained with an example. So there is Akasham. Akasham is referred to as space or ether. Akasham, when a pot is created, then there is Akasham inside that pot also. So Akasham is engulfed by that pot. And that engulfed portion of Akasham is called as Ghatakasha. To be precise, Akasham does not transform into Ghatakasham. Akasham is already there. Ghata, the pot was created later. But now, when the pot was created, there is some portion of Akasham inside that Ghata, that pot, and that portion is referred to Ghatakasham by us due to ignorance. Similarly, due to our ignorance, the pure consciousness which is engulfed by the ignorance or mind is termed as Jivatma. So there is a wonderful analogy provided in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad to clarify this idea. For some reason, a prince was raised in the family of hunters. He didn't know his lineage. He didn't know the reality. He used to believe that he was a hunter. He had no idea about his origins. He used to behave like hunters. So when, due to some reason, the prime minister of that kingdom saw him, he naturally recognized him. He told that prince the truth. So by now, ignorance about the origin is vanished. So the prince discovered his true identity. So now the question arises, did he become king? Did he become prince? No, he was already prince. But he used to think that he was a hunter due to his ignorance. The king or the prince didn't become a hunter, nor did the hunter become a king. It was just an illusion. So these are few theories related to Jivatman, and scholars have different opinion on this topic as well. And it is okay to have difference of opinions regarding all these not so important, insignificant, not major topics. These are minor topics. So it is okay to have difference of opinions, because as I proclaimed this earlier, all the acharyas have only one intention. They want to establish unity of self. They want to explore the non-dual nature. They want to establish non-dual nature of the self. So Dikshitendra in his works refer to this as प्राचीनैः नानाविधाः saranayah darshitaः. They expressed various processes to describe non-dual nature of Atman. Therefore, these are different approaches to explain the nature of Jivatman. The Jivatman has three states or stages: Jagrat, Swapna, and Sushupti. Waking state, dream state, and deep sleep state. Such a Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti Rupa Avasthatrayavan. Then his Jivatman is also Swaprakasha, self-luminous, because the Shruti says, Atrayam Jyoti Swayam, Atrayam Purusha Swayam Jyotihi. This person is light by himself. And and the next verse is quoted by the one who introduced me. Kim Jyotis Tava Bhanuman Ahanime Ratrau Pradipadikam Syadevam Ravideepa Darshana Vidhau Kim Jyotirakhyahime Chakshuhu Tasya Nimilenadi Samaye Kim Dhihi Dhiyaha Adarshane Kim Tatra Ahamato Bhavan Paramakam Jyotis Tadasmit Prabhu. So this Jivatma is supreme source of light. He is self-luminous. He is called as Prajnana Ghana. He is mass of consciousness. But due to ignorance, it is regarded as Alpadnya. Alpam Janati iti Alpadnya. The one who has limited or superficial knowledge is called as Alpadnya. One who has little understanding regarding these serious concepts. So jivas are Alpadnya. This is all about jiva. Now let us discuss the origin of consciousness and life. So as I mentioned earlier, the Upanishads hold that consciousness has no origin. It is eternal. When we say it is Ananta, it is understood that it is not limited by time. It was, it is, and it will be always here. So it will manifest into different forms, but not always. Manifestation in the roop of avatara is not always. There are some times when it manifests. There is a passage in Aitareya Upanishad, which says that Yatkinchedam prani jangamancha patatricha yaccha sthavaram sarvam tat prajnanetram prajnane pratishthitam prajnanetro lokah prajna pratishtha prajnanam brahma. All the creatures that move or fly and all that doesn't move, all this is sustained by consciousness. All this is established in consciousness. The universe is endowed with consciousness, with its own eye, and which with its support. Consciousness is Brahman. So as previously stated, Jiva is nothing but Brahman. Therefore, it doesn't have beginning. There are numerous pramanas or shruti vakyas to proclaim this. Najayate mriyate va vipaschit ajo nitya shashvatoyam purana. If the Upanishads claim that Jiva is Anadi, then what is birth and death? What is life after death? What does the Upanishad say about rebirth? In Kathopanishad, Nachiketa asks Yama about the same question, same concept. Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushye astityeke nayamastiti chaike etad vidyam anushishtastvayaham. So Nachiketa stated, when a man dies, there is a doubt about him. Some say he exists, others say he does not. So this is something I would like to hear from you. And Yama answered to this question as Asti Tyevo Upalabdhavyaha. He is always there. So actually, the physical body is born and the physical body has death, not the Atman. You may have heard this famous verse from Bhagavad Gita. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grinhati naroparani तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि. Just as humans remove their old worn out clothes and put on new ones, in the same way Atma sheds its old body and puts on a new one. Therefore Atman as such has no origin. However, the moment an inert body is born, it is identified with the all-pervading Atman, and hence we say that a certain person was born on this day at this time. So idea of birth is thoroughly explained in Aitareya Upanishad in order to arouse dispassion. All of us know that Vairagyam is the essential qualification required by any seeker if he is genuinely interested to attain moksha. So to arouse dispassion or detachment about this physical world, all the process, difficult process, how any person takes birth, what are the steps he undergoes through, what is the process? The process is quite difficult. And why it is difficult? Because after listening to that process, one should get himself detached from the material world. Hence, the process of 3 births is explained in Aitareya Upanishad. Then we have in the steps in which he goes to other lokas and steps in which he again comes back. How does he take birth again? It is a very difficult process. And why the process is difficult? Because after listening to that process, the seeker should be detached from, he should think that I don't want to continue in this cycle of birth and death. So in conclusion, there is no origin for the consciousness or life. The body, which is unreal, has birth and death. However, we have tendency to think that Jiva is born, and this tendency is due to our ignorance. All this occurs due to our ignorance. And again, the verse which I am quoting, this was quoted earlier also. Bhagavadpadacharya proclaims that na nirodho, na chotpattihi, na baddho, na cha sadhakaha, na mumukshuhu na vaimuktaha ityesha paramarthata. There is neither death nor birth, neither a bound soul nor a struggling soul, there is neither a seeker nor a liberated one. This is the ultimate truth. And finally, what are the resources available to understand this idea? Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Tasmat Shastram Pramanante. So there are scriptures. Scriptures are the authority. Upanishads are the evidence or resources to understand the concept of life and consciousness. There is a famous quote, Pratyakshena anumityava yastupayo na buddhyate enam vidanti vedena tasmat vedasya vedata. The objects or concepts which cannot be perceived through pratyaksha pramana and anumana pramana, those concepts should be grasped through the Vedas. Hence, the tool to understand the nature of consciousness and lives are the Vedas. So, so this is, in brief, the Vedantic approach to life and consciousness. I express my gratitude towards the organizers of this Oneness program, and I thank them all to give me an opportunity to present my views on this topic. My English is not good. If there are some mistakes, you may forgive me. So I think it's good to end this session with uh, Guru Namaskara. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Pushkarji. It was a lucid explanation from explaining a life to life never occurred with the help of Vedantic scriptures. Thank you very much. It was very good to have you here in this occasion. Thank you. I will show the flyer for the evening session. Evening session is by Mr. Surya Narayan on illusion under different schools of India, that is Vedanta and other schools of thought. Please join all for the evening session also. I will close the session by Shanti Pat. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tatsat. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.